If you only have 1 minute, you have enough time to save some money.
If you don't know us, I'm Larry.
I'm Hope.
And we're from Under the Median, where practical frugality meets real life.
We're going to share with you 50 ways that you can save money. But not only are these ways to save money, they are fast, 1 minute or less, and they are effective. What is not to like? Let's get started. Tip number 1, always be sure that you are checking unit pricing and make sure you're comparing the same unit. Let's just say, for instance, this is especially true at like big box stores. They've got 4 bottles of ketchup all together and they tell you the price per bottle. What you want to do is be comparing the price per ounce to make sure that you're comparing apples to apples when you're comparing one brand of ketchup to the next brand of ketchup.
Tip number 2, swap main brand items for store brand items. Store brand items are generally made by main brands anyway, so you're actually getting very good quality merchandise by using the store brand and you're saving quite a bit of money.
Tip number 3, stick to your list. In fact, let's start with have a list when you go grocery shopping and make sure that as much as possible, you stick to it.
Tip number 4, shop just once a week. The less time you spend in the store, the less time you have for spending money that you don't need to.
Tip number 5, make sure that you have an up-to-date freezer and pantry inventory. We've seen this over and over again. You go, you replace something that you didn't know you were even replacing. It was already on the shelf in your pantry. Arrange your pantry in such a way that you can find anything in there in 30 seconds or less.
Buy in bulk if you'll actually use it before that item expires. By buying in bulk, you can save a lot of money.
If you want to get that less price per ounce or price per gram or kilogram, one way to do it is to buy the larger package and then split that package among 4 or 5 friends that would also like to have the savings of buying in bulk.
Use cashback extensions like Rakuten. Hope really likes to use Rakuten, and we'll leave a link in the description so you can use it as well.
Tip number 8, buy those seasonal items, but don't buy them in season. You're going to shop for that winter coat and you're going to do it at the very end of the winter season when they are putting those spring and summer items out on the shelves and they are really wanting to get rid of those winter items that are still sitting on the shelf. That means they're going to drop the price somewhere between 75 and 90%.
Tip number 8, meal plan before you go shopping and shop after only those items that you're really looking for. And we do another thing when it comes to meal planning. We meal plan around items that we find on sale or maybe items that are on clearance. So you don't want to meal plan according to what maybe tastes yummy. Meal plan according to what's on sale or what you can buy at good prices.
Tip number 9, cook once, eat twice. Freeze those leftovers or make sure that you're putting the leftovers in containers and make sure that you are labeling the leftover and put the date on there. Additionally, consider having a spot in your refrigerator where you have some leftovers that are up for grabs. Look, guys, we raised 4 boys. They get into that refrigerator. They are looking for things to eat. Make sure you have a section that they know this is safe for you to grab because otherwise, take it from personal experience. They will eat those leftovers and you'll be looking for those leftovers because you plan to serve those leftovers for the entire family for supper and now those leftovers are gone.
Number 10, use what's in your refrigerator up before shopping again. Make sure you're clearing out items that you already have, especially perishable items, so you're using them up before they might go bad on you.
We have the most amazing system for making this happen. Every Thursday, we do what we are calling a perishable food inventory. That means we get everything that is perishable out of the refrigerator. We make a list of those perishable items according to the shortest shelf life all the way at the top of the list. And then we make a menu plan based on all of those items to make sure that the items that have the shortest shelf life are used up first. It has vastly, and I do mean vastly, cut back on the amount of food that we are throwing out.
Number 11, swap soda for water. Yes. Soda is mostly water anyway, but it has so many things.
Of sugar.
I was going to say, it has so many things in there that are not good for you. Water is what your system really needs, and it's very beneficial.
Number 12, pack your lunch. This is probably one of the most impactful 1-minute habits that we can give you that will save you the most amount of money, and many people underestimate how much it's actually going to save them. Look, if you are one of the 1 in 7 workers who eats out 5 days a week, get your lunch out 5 days a week, that means you could be spending over $5,000 a year. But if you pack yourself a $2.50 lunch and take it from home, you're saving, guess what, over $4,000 a year. That's why it's important to do the math.
Have planned leftovers throughout the week. And what this means is making more when you're making a meal than you're going to eat for that meal, so that you have planned on having leftovers. Leftovers are very easy to make, especially if you're tired and you come home and maybe you're tempted to go out to eat, but wait, you have something real easy in the refrigerator already made up. All you have to do is warm it up in the microwave.
Tip number 14, I actually alluded to this earlier. Do not let your leftovers become a science experiment. Look, it has happened to us. You need to be able to identify it, which means that you need to make sure that you label that leftover and you put a date on it.
Let's look at some tips for home and utilities. One of the main things you want to make sure that you do is unplug anything that might have an LED display on it. That LED display is using up power, and it's not really benefiting you if you're not over there looking at that item all the time, which you're not. So I would unplug anything that has a remote control as well, because a remote control, the item that's using that remote has to have some kind of phantom power in order to hook up to that remote. Unplug all that stuff until you need to use it, and you'll save at least 10% on your next electric bill.
We have to say it the way we usually do when we give this tip. When we give this tip, we always say the tip is unplug, unplug, unplug. Tip number 16, wash full loads of laundry and wash them in cold water. Unless there's a very specific reason that you need hot water, clothes are made these days to wash just as well in cold water as they do in warm or hot water.
Lower your thermostat by 1 or 2 degrees, and we're talking about in the winter time. In the summertime, raise it by about 2 degrees, and you'll save quite a bit on your utilities.
Statistically, it's 1 to 3% on your next utility bill for every degree that you raise or lower the thermostat. We have found kind of a sweet spot. Usually for us, it's about 2% that we're going to save. And we would suggest that when you raise that thermostat in the summertime, sit in front of fans. Fans are your best friend if you're going to have that AC set a little bit higher. Statistically, you can raise it up to 4 degrees, and if you're sitting in a room with fans, you will have the same degree of coolness as you would have had you had that thermostat 4 degrees lower, but you'll save quite a bit on your utility bill.
Fans use very little power compared to your air conditioning or heating. Tip 18, air dry your laundry. We have been doing this all year. Once we do a load of laundry, we take it out, hang it out on the line. If it's rainy or cold or it's just not going to work outside, then we'll hang it up indoors. That will save you a lot of money on drying clothes.
Tip number 19, we have found this out the hard way.
Yeah, we do.
Make sure that faucets are shut off. And the other thing we just discovered when we got back from a family vacation is that our toilet was sticking, where you flush it and it doesn't go back down, the handle doesn't. That ran for I don't know how long. But you know what I do know? It cost us another $10 that month on our water bill. So just double check those things. And if your toilet is sticking, fix it.
Sign up for an online account with your energy service. This will help you to really analyze exactly how you're using the power, when your power is going up. If you make a little log of when you're using the microwave or you're using anything that maybe is running more power, that will tell you what's causing your power to go up in price, and you can modify that and eliminate those higher costs.
This makes you hyper aware of how much energy every single task around your house is using. And a lot of times you can think of workarounds. So instead of turning on the wall oven, which is electric and shoots our energy bill up by 3 times what it was before we turned that wall oven on, then we're using other appliances which use far less energy. Now, if you're loving these tips and you want to lower your cost even further, we've got a guide for you. It's 10 ways to radically reduce your expenses. It's 10 ways that we used when we were saving for great big financial goals on one income with 4 kids. That guide is available. It's fall free, and there'll be a link to it in the description of the video.
Batch errands and drive less. Make a plan of where you're going to go, what stores you're going to stop at first, second, third, and fourth that are on a route that makes sense for doing the least amount of driving. You'll save a lot of money on gas, and you'll save some time as well.
Keep tires inflated to the proper PSI. A lot of people do not think about this, but you should, especially if you live like us in the Midwest and every 12 weeks, then the weather changes dramatically throughout the year.
Yeah.
Every time that weather changes, it affects the pounds per square inch in those tires. If you inflate them consistently to the correct PSI, you will save 3% on the amount that you are spending on mileage. So you will get 3% better miles per gallon simply by inflating your tires properly.
Not only that, your car will perform better and your tires will last longer. Do the math on your transportation. Sometimes you can save money by using a carpool, if you can carpool with somebody where you work, or use public transportation. When gas got up to $4 a gallon and I was driving a Ford Crown Vic with a big V8 engine, it was cheaper for me to spend $1 each way to go down to work and back home again by the bus. When the weather cleared and it warmed up, I started riding my bike and saved even more money. Once it got better and the gas went down and we got a better car, then I went back to driving again.
But if you're going to drive, make sure that you are getting the least expensive gas in your area. Gas Buddy. Yeah. Oh my gosh, we love this app.
We do.
It allows us to instantly see what the prices are for gasoline within a 5 or 10 mile radius of our home. And by the way, if you pair filling up your car with doing those errands once a week, then once again, you are saving even more money. You'll be able to filter it by the grade of gas that your car needs to use, but you will save money using Gas Buddy. Tip number 27, wash your car at home rather than using a commercial car wash. It does not take very much time or very much water to wash a car at home. Now, let's just say you live in an apartment complex or in some subdivision that you can't wash your car in front of your own home. We want you to use the phone a friend option. Find a friend that lives someplace where you can say, hey, I just need your driveway for 20 minutes and about 4 gallons of water from your spigot to wash my car. Is that okay? And most of the time, your friend will let you come over and do that periodically.
Tip number 29, automatic savings on payday. What we do here is when we get our pay coming in, we go ahead and transfer $100 over toward our medical expenses so that we have an account that's building some funds all the time toward any unforeseen medical event.
This, of course, is a fancy schmancy way of saying that we are creating a sinking fund. If you're unfamiliar with sinking funds, they're a fantastic way to prepare to pay for expenses before that money is due. And if you don't know how to create one, we did a video. We showed you step-by-step how to create a sinking fund and what to do with sinking funds. We'll make sure we'll link it, guys, up above. We'll also put it in the description of the video.
Tip number 30 is kind of related to that too. Use non-fee bank accounts. You might have to look a little more carefully now in order to find those. That would be a free checking account where they're not charging you for any money that you're putting in for checking, but you might have to put in a certain amount of money and leave it there all the time in order to take advantage of that. Usually there's a minimum of $25. Right. They might have a higher minimum now, but check with your bank and see if there are some free accounts that they offer so you're not paying extra to have your money in their bank.
Here are some other bank fees that you want to avoid. ATM fees. You need to know exactly where the ATMs are around your area that you can go to, ATMs associated with your bank, so that you are not being charged for accessing the ATM, taking money out of the ATM, because it's generally per transaction that you do at that ATM, which means those fees could add up pretty quickly.
Well, they sure can. Tip number 32, take advantage of senior citizens' bank perks.
For instance, our credit union allows us free notary public services, and they also have throughout the year a series of lunch and learn lessons that are around, like you'll go to an area restaurant and then you'll have a free lunch and they'll tell you about how to avoid scams. There are a number of different topics that are specific to senior citizens that they address, and that is absolutely free.
Review expenses monthly and cut at least one thing out completely.
Tip number 34, use cash for daily spending. If you know for sure that your plan is to say go to the grocery store and you're giving yourself a $30 limit, if you have $30 cash in your hand, guess how much money you're going to spend? $30, because when it's gone, it's gone.
Pay your bills yearly. This can save so much on costs. In fact, anywhere between 8 and 10%. Plus, it's so much simpler than paying it every month or even every 6 months. You're only having to deal with it one time per year, but it's going to be a pretty major amount, so you'll have to have a sinking fund in order to work this out.
Let's shift gears just for a second and give you some 1-minute tips that are all about tech and subscriptions. Tip number 36 is to switch to Mint Mobile. We've used Mint for a couple of years. We love Mint. We use their $15 a month plan. It's perfect for us. If you want more data right now, though, Mint has a special deal. You'll get 3 months worth of service on any of their level of subscriptions, including their truly unlimited. And that's available through September 22nd. And you'll pay $15 a month for the first 3 months. We'll make sure that we leave our affiliate link, guys. It'll be in the description of the video if you want to check out Mint.
Tip number 37, cancel unused apps. This means you have to take an inventory of what kind of apps you're using and see if you're really getting the good out of paying for them if you're paying a surcharge in order to be hooked up to them. Don't be paying for something that you're not using. That's a waste of money. So check through those and make sure that you're using what you're paying for.
I just read a study. Just a couple of weeks ago, I read a study that said the percentage of Americans that have no idea what all of their subscriptions are that they're paying for every month, it was 40% could not list all the subscriptions they were paying for. So he's absolutely right. Do an inventory and it could literally pay for itself.
Turn off in-app purchases. Now, if you have no way of knowing how to turn off these purchases, find out a way to say no to them so that you're going to get this into your control.
Tip number 39, back to apps. A lot of apps have a free version. Find out which app gives you the most of what you are wanting in an app for free, and then use the free version as long as you can.
Tip number 40, upload your receipts to Fetch.
Fetch is one of those apps that we really like and we really do use and we do recommend. You upload receipts to Fetch, you'll receive points for every single receipt that you upload. Once you have a certain number of points, you can redeem those points for gift cards. Super fun, easy to use, and we use the gift cards on Amazon and we let them build up over the entire year, and we use most of those for our Christmas money every single year.
These next items are time savers that save you money. The first one is set a timer for cleaning bursts. This forces you to stick to what you're doing so you're not going to get sidetracked. It's so easy to clean out a drawer and start going through each item and looking at it, especially if it's got some memory items in it. Stick to what you plan to do and you'll get the job done much quicker.
Did you know that most people overestimate the amount of time it takes them to do daily or weekly tasks? Once you do it, time yourself and then challenge yourself to do the exact same level of cleaning, only do it a little bit faster, and then you'll get down to exactly how long it really does take you to do things like, I don't know, clean the bathroom, which is like my least favorite thing in the entire universe.
Tip number 42, keep a running shopping list on your cell phone. That way you've got it with you at all times. So if you happen to be driving by the store that you want to shop at, there's your list already with you. You're all set to do some shopping.
Tip number 43, this is an organizational thing. Store the items that you use most where you use them the most. Now, for us, this is super important because we have 2 kitchens, 2 full kitchens in this house, upstairs downstairs. And you would be astounded at the number of items that belong downstairs that wind up finding their way upstairs. So make sure that you have an organizational method that allows you to make sure the items that you need are right there where you need them.
Have a family plug-in hub. This is an area that might be plugged into a 110 outlet that has some plugs for your cell phone or maybe your watch or whatever you have that has to be recharged. And this is your family hub, so everybody knows where it's at so they can quickly use it.
Clutter is pretty much everybody's nemesis, right? And it's so overwhelming to figure out where to even start. Here's what we have discovered really works. Declutter one drawer a week. Once it's exactly the way you want it, move on to the next drawer. But don't move to the next drawer until you've decluttered one drawer. If you do just one drawer or one closet or a couple of shelves every single week, by the time you get done, like it's just several weeks and you get all of that clutter out of the way.
Put your keys, your wallet, your glasses, daily items in one place every night so you know exactly where they're going to be in the morning. This way you're not going to be wasting time hunting and searching for items because you keep putting them in all kinds of different places and forgetting where they're at.
I am so good at tracking things like my keys and my cell phone. And Larry just can hardly believe how good I am. Tip number 47, this harkens back to one we gave a little bit earlier, where you're going to shop off season or you're going to shop after major holidays in order to get fantastic discounts. You got to have some place to put all those goodies that you are buying. We store them in a closet. We call it our gift closet. Whenever we're invited to a special occasion, we go to the gift closet, we get out the appropriate bin and figure out what we have available to give as a gift.
Prep your breakfast items the night before your breakfast. That way they'll all be ready to start up and be used in the morning.
Always have a grab and go grocery bag ready. Have it right by the back door or have it in the back of your automobile. There are a lot of places that are banning plastic bags, which means you need to bring a bag from home, and a lot of stores are giving these wonderful cloth bags away. Make sure that you have it ready to go to the store before you get there.
Keep a small fix-it kit somewhere that's very handy in your home so you know exactly where to go for maybe a small screwdriver, some scissors, some glue, whatever you need to make a quick fix. Have that handy so you don't have to look around for it.
Another way to save is to make sure that you are making items last as long as possible and stretching the use of those items. We did a whole video where we showed 25 common everyday ordinary items and what we do to make them stretch and last longer. That video is right over there. Give it a watch next. Because when it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah, but that's my $30.
Oh, I'm sorry, you gave it to me.
That was a bad mistake.